Hello everyone. So today we need to repurpose one of the graphite auto extractors that we are having, specifically the one on Glacio. Glacio also has some ammonium, so I'm short on ammonium, right? So we are going to move the graphite from the core up somewhere on that road that I'm having. I saw some ammonium to the right, right? So we are going to repurpose that because, as with everything, I sort of did not anticipate that. Um, a challenge has an end as well, right? So there's sort of like a starting phase, there's sort of like a producing phase, and then when you're closer toward the end, right, you can actually determine that you have already enough resources of a specific type to complete the challenge, right? And you need maybe resources of some other type. So that is, everything sort of has a lifespan, right? So that's what we are looking at today. The game is loaded. I stream every day, and I only play on stream. If you want to get notified, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon will give you either an in-app notification or an email notification if you don't have the YouTube app as well. So let's switch to the game. I am seeing the game in OBS. Let me check on YouTube. Seeing it on YouTube as well. Excellent. So, I was actually dreaming that this is the graphite, right? That I put it here. So let's do that. I don't know why, but I put the graphite here. I hear one of the auto extractors. Why is this blinking? Is this always supposed to be blinking? Do you have enough power? It says here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's really difficult to see. This is the remaining ammonium. This is how much graphite we have. Half titanite. And I was also dreaming that these ones went over here, and I had them neatly stacked. So the graphite maybe here. Let's put it in the back so that I can put more in front of it. And then the hematite is missing here, right? That's sort of like how this is meant to be. I think we jiggled just yesterday, so we can actually go to Glacio. And I have an empty one here. Should I take this empty one to Glacio? Maybe? We have this one here is empty. So we can take this, right? I won't take this one because I'm probably taking the graphite back. I'm anticipating to take the graphite on back. How much nanocarbon do I have? I think halfway. Yeah, about roughly halfway full. 184. Okay. Let's go to Glacio and do some repurposing. And one of the other extractors downstairs is broken, so that we can do. So we need 2 more graphites, and I think that is looking good. We already have that. So whatever is on Glacio here, wow, this is. Also, this looks terrible as well. We really need to make this look beautiful, delightful. So then I was dreaming I was putting this thing here. Was this metal? Put the metal here. This one guy we'll put here. We can do this. This what you mean? No. Something like so, and then we had this here, this here, this here. In my dream, I don't know if that makes sense. And I just put this one here, and then does that make sense? Will this work? We need to auto extract. I don't know. This is what I was doing. It doesn't make much sense to me now, but hopefully, when I was streaming, I wasn't making huge mistakes. No, it's quite possible I did. Quite possible. So the graphite, no, please, the graphite comes with me to Sylva. And of course later we may come for hematite and titanite, those kind of things. For now we'll just jiggle them. So this one needs electricity. This one is full. Oh, I don't need to reposition it, it's full. What else do I have on? So I have a titanite already on Sylva. Right, there was a graphite and a titanite, if I'm not mistaken. At hematite we have so many of those extractors that it will be really hard for me not to have the amount that is required. But everything is sort of like a hint. Even challenges coming to an end. So the end phase sort of has to be... should we go downstairs rather? I think maybe yes. Since I'm already here, let's jiggle this one down. When the rover does that, it literally like blocks me doing anything useful. This one is almost full. Alright guys, it's still operational. Checking stream, no one on yet. You know, some people they leave the stream running for like half an hour, like Joe does that. Could I do that too? Okay. So this will definitely fill up. A lot of water. Here's my rover here. So since I already sort of exited, right? We just jiggled this one guy, and now we're going. There's a invisible pixels. Right into there. This rover is basically airborne most of the time. So you guys like that? That's so beautiful. Check this through real quick. I'm a little bit late because we had Mexican food and the cook made a mistake. I ordered steak and prawn fajitas. What the heck is this? Steak and prawn fajitas, and he must have. I know the cook is male, so I'm not assuming gender. The cook is male. For some reason, they don't have any female cooks. That's a different problem. That's not my problem. That's not my problem. Yeah, but they just don't, right? So I know the cook is male, and he gave me 8 prawns. That is the portion for prawn fajitas, which you can order as well. And then, you know, he realized that I ordered steak and prawn. So he made a whole bunch of steak fajita meat. This is full. But now it's filled up. This is pretty crazy. So he made some extra steak meat, right, and put it on top of the prawns, of the 8 prawns. So I had like this mountain of steak on top of the 8 prawns. So very, very surprising situation. I will turn you off, and I will take you goods. I will also take you goods. You will have to come, maybe, I don't know. When I was dreaming, it was all working. I can't envision myself and this working anymore. This is still connected. Did it disconnect finally? folio. So maybe there's a magical distance at which they disconnect, which is cool. Yeah, this is nice. This is very nice. And of course we will have enough graphite, leftover graphite, right, for all of these. See how in my dream this was all making sense? Of course I can't factor that. For that I have to come back. Now you here, sir, will have one here at the nozzle and two up there. And now we make packages, two exactly. In my dream it wasn't full, the canister. I mean, obviously it's just a dream, right? But in my dream the canister was half full. This guy was half full. It didn't manage to fill up in my dream. I was like, yeah, that's bad. So we have this here. Oh wow, I think this is even going to be better than my dream because I can fit all of this stuff on the roller. In my dream, I know it's my dream is not reality, but this, hear me out on this. In my dream, I had to come back for this. Why? Why is there a graphite? Was there graphite on this thing? I mean, oh no, there was graphite. I see. There was graphite on one of these. There was graphite on the here, exactly in this spot. There was a graphite, and of course this guy sucked it in. You know what we do? We just put one here because I will forget. But the one on top there, I will know that it's there. Alright, so this is the graphite, beautiful. Now we relocate. We go all the way back with titanite and hematitis. And we come back to the entrance because you see the ammonium from that side. And I did it in my dream too. You know, dreaming of Astroneer is not like the worst thing that can happen. You can dream of much worse things, I was figuring. So dreaming of Astroneer is not terrible. We have to be extremely cautious here. Because the gravity on Glacio is terrible. Terrible. Still no one on stream. It is Saturday. Yeah, so this guy gave me 8 prawns, and then it was not a half portion of steak. It just gave me a full portion of steak. So, of course, I ate everything. But I ran out of rice and beans, understandably. Oh, but what kind of container will I use for the ammonium? I don't have a container for the ammonium. For titanite, we still need one full container. We have one full upstairs, but I need another full. For titanite. This is a wrong sequence already, son. I can tell. You don't have the correct sequence. This is half full, not even. Can you take or not? Let's observe. Because this is pretty cool. The bar is pretty cool. Yeah, this is the overclock sequence. it can take. Okay, perfect. So just jiggling, and then on the way back in position. I just don't know what kind of container to give this guy, because I know this is still fully functional, but it's also the wrong sequence. Maybe overclocking also only works if you're here, you know? This is the wrong sequence, by the way. It should never grow. Are you now... No, this is the wrong sequence. Why you make wrong sequence? Yes. Perfect. Perfect. And it was able to take, so I no touch. How would you do? Not that much, but I think we may have taken one here before. And they are all out of sequence, interesting enough. Oh wow, this guy is full. That is full. Let's see if it can take. Out of sequence. Alright, let's go and check the last one at the end. And then on our way back, there will be ammonium to the right. Here's sort of like my marker. I reminded myself to go right. And I don't want it to be too much of a travel, right? Because, you know, if I have to travel for like 5-10 minutes to get to the destination, it's not going to be interesting for my viewers, right? So this one is actually full. There's nothing I need to do. This hematite is full. So we need to actually come back and get titanite with hematite with some empty ones. And I need to figure something out, because I don't have a container for the ammonium. Even if we set up an ammonium now, I don't have a container for it. So there was some ammonium to the right. Going back. That's the one we have. Is it here? There's a fat ammonium there. Let's try this one. I don't know if it's active. I think it is. Yeah, it's pretty fat too. Without a water. Alright, what are you? Large D platform. You need much more ammonium. That's the thing. And the container needs to go there. I don't have a container yet. That's the thing. Let's drop you. Turn you on. There's no disadvantage of doing so. Let's see. Here we can do like so. And then what else do we need to do? That's it, I think, right? The buttons. I will set up the buttons, but I won't turn it on yet. This is the button repeater. This one here. The repeater should be already set to 9. It's here. And we need a container. So we need to get an empty container. So remember in the beginning where I said like, hey, I'm not going to take that empty container? That was a bad decision. That was the incorrect decision. But checking chat real quick. Alright, I need to pick you up here, so. I'd like to put it like here. I don't know if it makes a difference. Like so. We're not going to turn on it. It's unfortunate because, you know, we are sort of, that's in the critical path, but I don't have a container to take the necessary resources. Okay, so this is set up. We just need the empty container there. Gucci. Oh, this POS. Did it take from here? I pushed the wrong button, by the way. Just to get it in focus. But this is a good ammonium. And there's another ammonium here that I should jiggle. Somewhere. And there's another ammonium. Here. But we need ammonium desperately. This is looking good. Perfecto. Looking good. If you were to have too much ammonium, that's no problem because I can use the headers. Right, and just burn it on the VTOL and go exploring, like in Calidor or something like that. That's not a problem. If you have extra graphite, then I don't know what to do with it. Maybe some dynamite just explode or something. Get rid of it. Because, you know, what are you going to do with 400 of a resource that you don't need? I mean, maybe 400 resin you could use throughout an entire game. Right, but if you have like, let's say 400 iron or 400 titanite, right? 400 graphite, like in this case, right? What are you going to do with that? It's not like you can do something with 400 of a resource. 32 maybe more so, you know? Over the course of a couple of weeks of gameplay, you can use up, you know, 32 on like various things. But 400 is here to stay, you know. Sort of like how I would classify this. 400 is here to stay. There's a couple of things that need to go back on the rover. like this thing, this thing, this thing, this thing. Technically, we'll need the space because we need to do stuff when we come back. Alright, this is Gucci now. Let's go and drop this off. And I need 3 empty containers. One of them has to be packaged. We're going to take care of that. Sylva? Should be you. Sylva? I don't see anyone on chat. Let me reload. It's somewhat unusual. Alright, so let's grab this one. So step 1, what we can do is get this guy here. Any gases empty? No. Ammonium empty. Almost certain. Yep. Ammonium empty. So this is graphite here. Oh, I still can't reach it. This is graphite and this one graphite. I don't know what to do with it. And this is how I was envisioning it in my dream. I sort of had 3 of each lined up here. To do 2 graphite, so I have too much graphite down there. That is a thing that I need to take care of later. This is titanite, right? No, hematite. So titanite and hematite is going to be next. This empty container, I could package it. So now we just have abundance of graphite. Packaging doesn't matter anymore. Right? We just have too much graphite by like hundreds. By like hundreds, we have too much of it. And then I need 2 empty canisters, which I don't have, so I need to build one. How do I transport you, sir? You are quite large. Let's get rid of this guy. This is like glittering and stuff. Really hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see that. Alright, you need to take a timeout. You're going to take here a little bit of a weight. And then we need more containers, more of these guys here. I feel I should go downstairs and get ammonium, to be honest. I feel like that. Yeah, halfway. So I thought I had 2. This is why I did this arrangement here. I don't need... Yeah, I don't have anything of the size that I will take with me. So this is just waiting now because we don't have ammonium. Should I go downstairs and jiggle the ammonium real quick? I feel like we are that desperate. We are that desperate. They said that the braking is much easier. I mean, maybe it is, but this wasn't easy. When he does his surfing trick, they said the braking was made much easier. So talked to another streamer today, and they are noticing sort of like a holiday slowdown as well. Right, because I used to get like several hundred views into the low thousands when school was in, and now this is all evaporated. So I think people maybe play their own game or watching less, right? Maybe more spending time outside. So we need to definitely jiggle here a little bit. There's one here. How are you doing there, sir? I don't hear you. Oh god, this is nothing. This is nothing. Is it operational? Or maybe. This is nothing. I don't remember if I have the empty one here. I don't think so. So there's this one, right? And you guys can see here that this works flawlessly. It's just that it only produces 32. Right, so, or 68. Once it's all said and done. So it's not, on like a very large scale, it is not that useful. Oh, this one is not so happy. Oh, it doesn't want to go more. Interesting. Alright, let's check this one here. This one is about... oh no. So we have a little bit of a shortage at the moment. Enable on. With a little bit, maybe I can scratch together between all of them. I don't think I will get 100. I mean 400. I don't think so. And this is all I have on this planet. Let them just run. I mean, I probably could go to Glacio, Calidor, and these four and scrape together 400, but then I don't do anything for the next 400. Right? They will eventually produce something useful. I need to make sure that the next 400 after that, right? Because we're not out of the woods yet. We need 6 of those containers of ammonium. We're not out of the woods yet. We need 6 more. Technically 7. right? So we are not out of the woods by a long shot. With some of the other materials, yes. Like I think graphite we are already overproducing. I was thinking maybe I should look at after the graphite now. Yeah, that's a possibility, because if I have too much graphite, the telecom I'm going to do it, right? Let's check here. It was just 2 months ago that we started the sale. Pretty crazy when you think about it. So how much graphite do we have here? Almost full. Alright, I'll just go and take this there. Hold on, if I do this, I disable it. Can't do anything about that. Still going to be doing the clickety-clack. Oh, hold on. I can do... No, I can't put it on the... Otherwise I will produce. I just want to turn off some of the ones here because we will have too much graphite. That's kind of crazy. You know, it's interesting, the auto extractors are not animated. Oh, this one is completely full, look at that. This one is completely full. How are we doing here? Oh, I'm going to turn this one off as well. Seriously? This one is somehow stuck for Venus. How full are you? Yeah, that's perfect. You know this guy? I think that's already it. We have one full... One of these completely unnecessary, I think. Too bad that you can't turn it off when it's in this position. How much do we have there? 375. But it also frees up some auto extractors, right? So we could look at potentially lithium now, repositioning those for lithium. There's still lots of... See, I dug in there a little bit yesterday to get back one. I don't understand the system. It seems to have sufficient amount of graphite still. It just runs out, you know. So how much is left in that? 113. Can you guys believe this? 113. And there is no way to destroy a resource. I could research it. Right? I could research the resource. That will eventually destroy it. So we have something like 500 graphite that we don't need. Because there's the completely full one here. It's interesting, I mean, sometimes they perform, sometimes they don't. It's odd, I can't make sense out of it necessarily. And then sometimes they produce like 50, sometimes you come back and there's like 300 of them. It's unreliable. Alright, so there is, see, we need to make 4 of those canisters, right? 4 left. This is the one to make one of them, and the remaining ones. So we need 3 more, and so this is the graphite here. You see? 50% chance. It's always the other way. But this is all the graphite that we'll need for this challenge. Just going to make it very tight here. Too tight? Was it no? Right. This guy needs to be parked downstairs. Should we go backwards? Right. I will leave it like so. So, do we have... I need 3 empty canisters. So this is hematite, right? So hematite will be looking good. This is my prediction. Graphite I was like so deeply concerned about, and it ended up overproducing. Ammonium is what we really need. So first we go to Glacio, bring back hematite and titanite, set up for the ammonium, and then we do maybe an ammonium tour, I'm thinking, because I want my automation to produce. This makes no sense. This space travel stuff makes no sense. I can't make sense out of it. It's just random nonsense. And you know, this is a space game, right? It should look amazing. It should look astonishingly good, right? I know that it moves forward, then the spaceship turns around because it does a braking maneuver, and it also twists to face the new planet. I understand that, but visually it is terrible. But I think it would look better if they would cut into like a cinematic view. Right? Because you can't do anything anyways. It's not like you're still in control of the crowd, right? You can't do anything. So might as well, you know, cut into a cinematic view and make it look amazing, delightful. Make it look delightful, you know? Are you full? I think you're full, right? So first things first, you need to be turned off. Come on. So there's 2 of you. There's 2 of them. I forgot. This is like old school. Old school. There's somewhere there is a auto extractor out of phase. The right one is still producing, the left one is run out. Is the right one able to pick up? Yes. Okay, you're Gucci. So titanite, after this one, I need 2 more. After this canister, I need 2 more. And we only have 1 titanite producing downstairs. So we were able to sort of make all this happen, right, with that little bit of, with 3 auto extractors. We made it almost through all the titanite. What is this guy doing? What was that? You guys saw it? This is weird. So this is titanite. Now we are going to, I think, I want to jiggle the, even though I just jiggled it. But you know what? I won't jiggle it. I will do an ammonium run after this. I'll do an ammonium run. So where was the hematite that was full? Was it... I don't understand. Let's find a full hematite. There's the other titanite here that's producing. This one is not full, right? Maybe the one at the end is full? How much are you? How much are you? Almost up. You know how many times I clicked on the seat? One too many. Oh, was the one at the very end maybe full? Yeah, I think that did. And really honestly, hematite, we only need one more chemistry. One more chemistry. If this one is really full, because I already have the hematite. So we need two more. If this one is full, we need one more. That's it. But even a challenge, you know, will eventually end. Unless it's an open-ended challenge, like how much research can you collect? Right? That's sort of like a completely open-ended one. I bet it's no. That's okay. I will reposition it. Maybe from here will work better. Okay, we can get it, that's fine. That's all I needed. Yo, dude. There was a slight mistake in my thing. You guys are seeing this? Right. So we are hooking it. It's not too bad because the gravity is weird. So you guys can see me like do a Joe. Right, this is Joe mode. It's a new hidden feature in the game. Like Control Alt F Joe. Something like that. New feature in the game. Basically constantly are hopping like a rabbit. So this titanite is so you go here. Then I turn you on. I just need to wait for one of them to work successfully. One of them is not working successfully. Or maybe no. That's okay. Let's activate Joe mode again. It's Alt Shift Alt F Joe. So you guys probably heard, right, that there's like some snail coming into the game. I don't know what that is going to be. It didn't look too threatening. Also, what are you going to do to something that can move? Are you going to like build a wall? How are you going to defeat something that can move? Let's say if it is hostile, right? What the heck just happened there? If it is hostile, right? So, like, let's say it touches you, it kills you. Simple. Right? It touches you, it kills you. How do you defeat this in this game? Build a wall so that it can't reach you. Build a moat, right? So that it can't reach you. I don't know what else you can do. Maybe build soil into it to defeat it. I have no idea what you would do. Is this working here? It's better be working, dude. I just jiggled you. So then we'll do an ammonium run. I print one more. Are you functional? This is the wrong sequence. The wrong sequence there, son. And I need one more titanium core. This is the wrong sequence. No, it might be correct here. Yeah. There's ammonium here now, there's ammonium over there. I need to do a round robin to collect ammonium. So we're going to do that next. We sort of took care of our ammonium future. Our future ammonium is sort of taken care of, but our current ammonium we still have to figure out. So hematite, technically I only need one canister full, so I'm actually thinking we might be done with hematite. We might have enough. Also, you know, when you think about it, let's say that there is something like a galactic civilization, right? So it's not a solar civilization. A solar civilization would mean that you can travel and use the resources of the planets in your solar system, which in a sense people can't do yet, right? I mean, we can barely travel to the moon, right? No one has ever traveled to another planet, so we are not even a solar civilization in that sense, right? We are sort of like a one planet, planetary civilization, right? We can exploit or use the resources of one planet. And I may also restrict that because there's limitations, right? There are some areas where people cannot get resources from, like the deep ocean, for example. But we simply are not there yet. We can't do that yet. So I think this is Dunsky's, and then I need to do a soil collection, a ammonium collection run. So humans are not a solar civilization, right? We are sort of like a planetary civilization, if you want to call that, because there are still areas of the planet that people don't have access to. It is, you know, fairly difficult to go into very hot, very cold regions, very deep regions, very high regions, right? Our helicopters don't work after a certain altitude. This is why rescue missions are so difficult sometimes. You just can't take a helicopter there, you know. It's just the reality of things. So now, once we deposit all of this stuff, we are going to do a ammonium run. I need at least one ammonium to be working. Thanks. Oh, did you guys see that? I'm directly on it. There's like one pixel where it attaches. And look, the white is directly there. It's eerily quiet, isn't it? There is nothing happening on this base, which is very sad because of ammonium. So next we're going to do a pure ammonium mine. This is too far. This is what? Titanite? The titanite goes here. And this is the second hematite. Titanite we need 2 more. Hematite we need only 1 more. So titanite is more constrained at the moment than hematite. Right, we need to only, in graphite we are Dunskies. And we actually have way too much. Alright, let's produce 1 container and go collecting ammonium. So imagine you have a galactic civilization, right? Now that I explained that a little bit. So they can use the resources from multiple solar systems. Right? There's like some planets there that they can. So this will be eventually full. I will actually go downstairs and collect. Or should I start outward first? Because I have the most control here. So maybe I should go to Kalidor and just grab the container on Kalidor, then grab the stuff on Glacio, and then grab the stuff down here. Something like that, I think makes most sense. So imagine you have sort of like a galactic civilization, right, that can go to, it doesn't have to be all solar systems, right, but at least it can go to a couple of solar systems. And it builds stuff there, you know, factories and things. Now the question is, when a certain need has been fulfilled, what to do with the stuff that you built? You know, what to do with those things here? What do you do with all the? I mean, this is not much, but this is an exochip auto extractor, right? And there's an RTG here, right? And an auto arm and a platform. But imagine there's like a factory that makes something, you know, and the need has simply ceased to exist. A newer technology was developed, right? And you don't need that thing that it used to produce. You don't just simply, there is no need for it anymore. So the factory maybe produces until it fills up its storage, right? Its warehouse, until everything is full. It produced that item, you know, that widget, that resource. Why am I going to Atrox? Where did I want to go to? Kalidor. Good. Good. Kalidor. The other Atrox. People are going to hate me for that. See, if I don't adjust my mouse at all, this is the view that I'm getting. Look. It's crazy. Bro, it was lagging there already. So how are we doing here? I will take that with me. For sure. That will jiggle me. Oh, this one. Dude, where's this thing going? Odd stuff. Alright, this is as much as I can go out, and I already adjusted my field of view by 1 again. I may need to jiggle you. You will be fine. How would you? I sort of fine. Okay. And then I will take you. And then I will go to Glacio, collecting ammonium. So ammonium we need 7. Just to put it into perspective. Graphite we are already done. Hematite we need 1. Titanite we need 2. Ammonium we need 7. Just to explain that to you, those things you need to be sort of internalizing it, sort of making sense out of it, right? That we needed 24 of those canisters of ammonium. And for the most part, Sylva was fine. For the most part, Sylva was fine. Are you going to be a big butthead about things? And you come with me and we need to fill you up. So we go to the I don't know, should I jiggle the titanium? Maybe on my way out, but jiggle the titanium. It gets the freshest of jiggles. Yeah, on my way out I will jiggle those guys. Huh. Oh, we're stuck here. It's still stuck somewhere. No, because if you have to flip here, we're going to go for a flight. If you have to flip here, it's going to be airborne. And so, this is the one that I hope there's something in it. Is it going to disable it? How full are you? Very full. That's good. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn this back on. So we're actually going to fill this one into the other one. Open this guy up, fill this one up. And while this is chugging, I will go and look for hematite because we only need 1 more hematite. So how full are we? Joe mode activated. Shift Alt F Joe. Halfway full. You only need 1. So I'm actually, I think I can turn some of those guys off. Maybe I should have taken the rover. Go mode is nice, but I don't know how efficient it is. Plus, I can't take any canisters with me. There's that. How full are you? Oh, completely full. It gave me one. So. Completely full, so that's it. We have too much iron. That's it. So we'll first get the ammonium going, and then come back and clean up this nonsense here. And since we do have a ton of graphite left over, we can package it up and ship it to Glacio. There's my rover there. Good to have that visual, you know? So hematite is done. Hematite is done, skis. This is ammonium that I need a lot. I need 7 more of ammonium. So ammonium is now in the critical pile. Why is this always so difficult to see? You know? Why is it so difficult? Was it right or left? I forgot. Maybe left is better. I should have turned that way. But this one has 170, so it's not completely empty. So let's take this to Sylva and then come back for the hematite and start moving gear to Glacio for lifting. By the way, this is where the cataplant killed itself. This is the spot where the cataplant killed itself. Somewhere here. And this thing, obviously, this is unnatural, like it can't be like that. That's from the explosion of the cataplant. It blew itself up and blew this thing into the air. Should we jiggle titanite? I say yes. Because we do need 2 titan. But hematite, I will actually turn this hematite off too. But hematite, you're done. This is half full. You know how hematite was once a problem? Now we're done with it already. We're done with it already. Unfortunately, the one resource that, you know, is universally, it can be used up by me. You know, you can't actually use up resources unless you research them, right? So the resources in the game are sort of there to stay forever. You can blow them up, but it will also break the canister. The canister will be broken. But the one resource that you actually have the capability of using up, which is hydrogen, requires ammonium, which I need the most of. The sort of ammonium is, if you now were to ask me what is the most coveted thing in the game, I would say ammonium. It's not nanocarbon either. It is definitely ammonium. So the titanite needs to be jiggled here. We need 2 more of those, and these are the 2 that are going to do it. This one guy here, and the 2 guys upstairs. No, this was not you. Yeah, it should be fine. So these ones now are coming to an end, right? Where is the one that is full? I forgot where the full hematite is. Was it at the entrance? I just want to check real quick. And then we jiggle the titanite on the top. Right, and also we don't need to make more of these canisters other than for lithium, because the ammonium canisters can be reused, and all the other canisters will be empty. Right, so we are also at the point where we don't need to make, yeah, this is the one, where we don't need to make more canisters. Unless for lithium, but lithium is another challenge, right? It's not this challenge. Okay. So we are going to jiggle. No, not this. We're going to jiggle the titanium upstairs. And then I will do possibly another ammonium run. And then we need to go and collect and start making lithium. Start extracting lithium, I mean. Right? We need to collect the resources and start extracting. So my question is, when you have a galactic civilization, right, that has multiple solar systems, where they can produce stuff and do things, it is quite possible that there will be a situation, right, where step 1, they could forget something. You know, we had this thing over in this system, they just forgot. Oh, you were like rolling this thing. This one doesn't close. You guys are seeing this? Oh, so it's camera hold. What's up with this guy? It doesn't animate properly. No. You guys saw that? This is amazing. So this guy and the one downstairs need to make 2 more. But they have a head start of 1 canister, time-wise. Actually 1.5 canisters. So it's not looking too bad. Am I flipped? I am flipped. You can, by the way, see through. Like that went up the edge. So happy that I have this 1 ammonium here. Yeah, be careful, because you can jettison, you can launch yourself out into some garbage terrain. So first of all, galactic civilizations, right? They may have had a factory somewhere to produce something, and they just forget. You know, the factory could be automatic or it could be manned, right? That there is, like, you know, people are living there great lives. You know, there's like a little city maybe, everything that they could ask for, and there may even be like deliveries of resources, right, that cannot be produced on that planet, that are automated, right? Someone is just sending, let's say, water or food or something. It's just continuously sending to this planet, right? But people forgot about the production of that resource on that planet, right? So while it is being sustained and people are living generation after generation on that planet, right, no one is coming up to pick up the resources. So that's the thing. And then let's say, you're done with something. Do you just abandon it? I think, history has shown that we more often than not abandon things, right? There's lots of buildings that are abandoned, right? So I think abandoning is a common way of dealing with stuff no longer being needed, right? And it might be economically not feasible to reclaim the thing. Right, so this will get us operational. Now I need to make another one of those containers because I need to collect more ammonium. Actually, to be honest, I may be able to consolidate the steel downstairs on. So we need graphite. That is a thing to package some of the things. I'm just obsessed with this fuel situation here. I find it so handy to have this little fuel thing here. So we need graphite. Maybe I'll just take. Don't we have like graphite downstairs, like tons? Alright, let's do this here. Let's possibly do this here. I think there's a bunch of stuff down there that we have abandoned, so to say, already, that we can consolidate. So there should be enough graphite to help with things. Yeah, it's not perfect. That's for sure. Let's go. Is this one abandoned? I think this one is abandoned, but it doesn't have graphite. So let's go to something that has graphite. Yeah, and see, this one has a full graphite canister that is no longer needed. It's just no longer needed. So let's see, you have graphite here, sir. Is it really necessary to make it like so annoying? Right, number one, because we have so much graphite, let's actually do this thing. How do I not get power? Oh, sorry, I got confused. To package everything. To make it easier to transport. And then these guys here, let's see. Right, so in this case I'm consolidating, but my question is, would you always consolidate? Right? Would you always consolidate? Or would there be situations where you would just say abandon? And I think yes, there would be situations like that. There's the buttons. The buttons just go here. So that's one. How much graphite? I mean, we have a huge amount of graphite left over. This is 108. Let's put it into perspective. 108. But we just overproduced. We have more than we need. So I'm just going to move this up onto the base so that we can take it to the same later. Can I go there? No, right? How do I do this? Hey, this should be functional. Out of soil? No, not out of soil. Well, we were out of soil, something else is going on. This is full, this is full. What will be heat will be? Oh, hydrogen, I turned it off. See this one auto off? There you go. Let's. I have so much left over Nanocarbon, but it's not coming anymore. What do we do with this? Well, let's just accumulate it over here, and then we're going to take it to the senior. Wow, I don't know how that happened. That is impressive. But in this case, I'm reusing it, the resources, but it is also thinkable that there will be situations where you just leave it. It's actually pretty common. But, and it would be possible that the thing that you are leaving still gets resources that it needs for survival, like water or food, right? Because the conditions for those resources to terminate might be different from, we don't need that manufacturing plant anymore, right? You may be in a situation where just that there's people there demands that we send resources. Right? That is how that might be organized. So because there's people living there, right? We send them resources, but the people are working at a manufacturing plant that is no longer needed. But it may be still operational. It may still be manufacturing what it is manufacturing, but it's not being exported anymore. Right? No one is coming to pick up, I don't know, fur, because we now found synthetic fabrics, right? So we don't need fur anymore. Right? I think it will be better to take this big one. Take that with me instead. Really honestly, I don't like this guy. It's so ugly. So I'll put you here. And then the red goes in waiting mode here. We have the drill mod with us, so if we need that, we can. So there's 400 of this resource that is no longer required. It's interesting to think about this, right? That it was manufactured. It doesn't have to be automatically manufactured, right? It is okay for such a civilization to have peoples living there, right? Because you may still send resources like food and water to those people that are living there, just because there's people there, right? Not because the resource is needed. It's a little bit in the dark, so hopefully I won't get lost here. This is the one that I was aiming for. Right, because I think we took the container already. So now I just need to package it up. Coming to think of it, I can probably put the buttons and all those other things on that medium storage silo. That would make sense, right? Alright, we're just going to package everything up. Just because we have now this resource is so plentiful, right? Graphite is so plentiful that we can just afford to package everything. Always messing with my camera. Right, so this portion is sort of done. And so the resources can be reused, but in a different situation where I wouldn't need lithium, I would just leave it there. Think about it. Right? If I wouldn't need the lithium for sort of like the second phase of this, I am a little bit confused because I used to have 3 graphite here. Did they fall? I am deeply confused. Hold on, I can't. If I do it like so, I can't even retrieve it. There's literally nothing I can do. So my graphite is gone. I mean, I hope it's under the base, but that's not guaranteed. Yeah, the graphite is I don't know what to say. I'm like, this is terrible. The graphite is gone. It's simply gone. Gone, Steve. So we have that stuff here. Oh, did I get anything? I'll simply put it here. Was it too close? Was that the problem? That it forced itself under the base? Yeah, but two of my graphite canisters just disappeared. Disappeared. So I will space them out a little bit just in case. So we have half a graphite here. I'll put it in the back, but where's my other graphite that I used to have here? Oh, it's frozen. I can't go forward or backward. I can steer though. What? Can I steer? No, I don't think so. It's completely frozen. Just bump into it. It is charging. Going enter. Nothing. Forward, backward, left, right. Nothing. Completely frozen. It's using up some energy when I do that. This, oh man, this game. This game. Alright, let's go looking for the graphite canisters. Oh, I attached it somehow to myself. I didn't know you could do that. Are you filled up? Yes. Wow, the losing the graphite is quite a shock. I don't know what to say. Let's try go looking for it. Okay, there's one. I'm seeing one. I'm not seeing two necessarily. So they definitely fell. There's one graphite. That injured me? Are you kidding? I'm looking for the other graphite. So they faced through the road. The graphite. There's one. Where did the other one go? How can I look down there in a reasonable fashion? The other one be gone, yeah? 400 graphite just sucked off the earth. I mean, maybe it fell down there somewhere, but I can't see it. Sucked off the earth. 400 graphite, just whoop. I mean, I was there before. I was there before. This is where I went. See? There is no graphite containers here. He lost 400 graphite, just like that. Because the game felt like it. Because the game felt like it. Checking here, just in case. With some rover thing here. I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened. I'm looking quite a bit. There is no graphite here. Oh, I fell. I mean, I'm not making this up. There's a whole 400 of graphite gone. Gone, just gone. It's very cratery. 400 graphite. What could have happened to it? What could have happened to it? I mean, we used to have an extra 400 graphite. Quite a bit, I think. That happened. Oh. I don't know why the rover likes dancing. There's so many ramps going up by now. There's so many ramps going up that it's virtually impossible to get stuck. So I used to have like 550 extra graphite. That is no longer the case. Now I only have 150 graphite. And I need to make sure to space those resource canisters apart quite a bit. I don't want a repeat event. That is crazy. Here, you just disable this guy like so. Put this guy here. Right? Then we have our graphite back, but it is regrettable, right, that we lost this graphite due to an engine failure. Right, the engine was simply thinking it's time to mess up the game. Wow. So there, somewhere on this planet there is a large resource canister with 400 graphite in it, and it's just sitting there. Just sitting there and chilling. So I will space, unfortunately this thing needs to be packaged. Give me a thing to... I want to put it out of the way. Put it out of its misery. So we have this guy here. And we have to package it. This one no longer... See? Forward, it's using up energy. Not really. The wheels are not turning. Nothing is happening. I'm doing nothing. Nothing. I'll just put it here. Package this guy up. Where did the package go? Right, and this guy goes now here. So then, back to my graphite, we do something like so. We're going to space them apart quite a bit. I hope this is enough. Okay. Quite a bit, so that we don't have a repeat of this event. So maybe having them on a platform might be safer. You know, having them on a platform might be the thing to do. So here's the hematite. There's the titanite. Right, well, we have a little bit of leftover graphite. Okay. Then this rover can be... oh, I still need to pick up one guy, right? I still, Jesus. I still need to pick up one guy, so I will go here and get me 4 of that. Checking chat real quick. So I need to pick up one more guy. Let's do this. And then we can repurpose to Vasenia, right? That's the idea. I have no idea where that resource canister went. It just phased out of existence. Phased out of existence. Once please. Alright, so if the resources are sort of precious, right, this galactic civilization would be reusing them. Which reminds me, I didn't clean this up properly. I'm full. So we're actually going to possibly dump resources here. Watch me poop. My favorite. Alright, let's zoom out here a little bit. Can't you just, like, please once, don't be a DICK, once. Right, only because we can reuse them, and it's you know, from a time perspective, it is sufficiently close, right? It's sufficiently close to the two events of us dismantling one manufacturing thing and building the next manufacturing thing is close in time, right? But if it's not close in time, you may actually see that something gets abandoned and built again, or simply forgotten and built again. I like how my stuff is just floating in the air because the dirt hasn't phased anymore. So this one is going, yeah, we're looking good. Going to run out of soil eventually here. I think this one is going to be... And these canisters are doing fine, standing here. They never faced for the road so far. I don't know what the problem here is exactly. I want to get rid of this stuff here. There's like somewhere is a canister. Okay, not to mention that I have like 108 over here. Right, and then we are going to fix the rover, park the rover downstairs, do all the things need to be done. I hope nothing of this stuff is phasing through the world. Can't believe that nonsense phased through, and I lost one out of two. I lost one of them. This is crazy. So now I'm wondering, the players that are sort of a little bit more messy, maybe they're losing resources all the time that you just don't know because you don't have visibility into that. Right? But it's quite thinkable. Open source camera code. It is quite thinkable, right, that they are like having resources phase through the world all the time, and they just think like they forgot or something. Right, so we have all this gear here to go ready for Vesenia for lithium. That's the hope. Are you done, Ski? Not yet. Alright, let's worry about the rover. The rover needs to be redone. Some makeup needs to be put on the rover. Alright, you go here. And I kind of feel like jiggling the ammonium downstairs because I feel it has been long enough for it to need a jiggle. Is this Danskis now? Not yet. Oh, wasn't there like some stuff that I took off here? There's the VTOL. The VTOL needs also ammonium. So I think ammonium is sort of like the lifeblood of Astroneer. It may not be obvious, right, to new players. It may not be obvious, but everything runs on ammonium, essentially. That's my observation. Oh, there's one more left. Well, click into existence there, you piece of... Okay, what will we do? Now you're done. Okay, so this is looking good. Hopefully we won't lose. I swear to God, we lost a canister. We lost again a canister. What the heck is going on? What is going on? I'm having goosebumps. I'm having goosebumps. It's down there. Look, I'm not making this up. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is make a platform. Absolutely, I don't care how much it costs. This is ridiculous. I don't know what kind of bug this is. Right? I have no idea what kind of bug this is. But this is ridiculous. This is complete, absolute nonsense. What the heck? I'm going to make platforms now. How many do I need? I don't care how many. 3. Need to make, let's say 2 minimum. Iron. Right? This is absolutely bonkers. Oh, there's some iron here. It's absolutely bonkers. I've never seen such nonsense before. Never seen such nonsense before. I'm literally standing here and stuff is disappearing in front of my own eyes. What is this nonsense? This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. I'm not going to like move until I have the platform. That is unbelievable. I'm not making this up. How long have I been streaming? Hour and 50. YouTuber stuff. There was some message in OBS, but OBS, I have 0 drop frames, so I have no idea what it was yesterday. I did some investigation, I couldn't find anything. I have no idea. Of course, this takes forever to print, right? Because, like, it's unbelievable. We have the canister disappear when they were spaced apart. And look, I generously spaced them apart, and the canister just whoop, whoop. Why is this taking so long? How many million of people are just sitting here waiting for this silly animation? What is the purpose? Why am I being punished for printing something big? It makes no sense. I mean, it can be a little bit longer, but not like that long. Jesus Christ! Look at this. This is punishing. This has nothing to do with fun and enjoyment. This is just complete, utter nonsense. That we need to wait that long. Complete, utter nonsense. So we had one of these disappear in front of our very own eyes. Disappear in front of our very own eyes. I am lacking the words to describe the situation. You piece of garbage. You were right there. I had to snap in, and then you had to move. Actually, this one is not so important. I'll put it here in the back. I know, it's like space-time too full or something? What is it with you people? Space-time too full? What's going on? Why is this an issue? And I mean, I understand this thing should have a nozzle on one side. I understand that. It makes sense. However, I want to also point out that you are constantly rotating the canister. Right? You're constantly rotating the canister. Okay. So if this entire thing disappears, then we're in trouble. How much do we have left? 47. We're almost done, okay. 43. How much nanocarbon do we have? $66, $366. So we're not going to fill it up. I think. Sticky feet there. And this is just ridiculous that you have canisters disappear in front of your very eyes. This is just ridiculous. They just fall through. What the heck? You know what? This one is titanite, right? I will put titanite here. Take this guy there. Right, so we have now graphite, graphite, graphite. Right, we have the graphite here, and then we have the titanite, and we have these guys. If I can't, I mean, if this phases through the world, then I don't know. We can't have nice things. This is why we can't have nice things. But if this phases for the world, ridiculous. Alright, let's jiggle and then see what we can do upstairs. We consolidated our resources here, that's good news, bears. I'm sure the 32 canner, I can't talk anymore, this has been too long. The 32 resource canisters are done. They just reliably for weeks they work. And maybe this is what they tested, you know. They didn't test before for arms. Oh, what time is it? I actually have my phone in the charger. It must be late. It's dark outside. Completely dark. Sticks the landing. That was every bit as frightening as it looked. Apparently this guy is still going. Alright. Alright, this jiggle, you actually ran out officially. I don't know what's going on here. Can I go around this POS? Jesus. Not that I have like canisters disappearing through my base. What kind of nonsense is that? And I'm constantly struggling with this nonsense here too. Such a punishing game, man. My thumb is hurting from adjusting the camera because, you know, it zooms in but it never zooms out. This is good news, bears. This is definitely good news, bears. This guy actually ran out. Oh, see, it's getting worse and worse. It's good that we are diversifying with ammonium because this is running low. And don't we have ammonium around the corner too? Let's check on that as well. See, this stuff is working perfectly. But, you know, the amount of resources that you're getting is negligible. But no one needs that many resources. See, he's like... half of the game. It's because none of the developers is playing this thing. Right? They would be like disgusted with themselves. I'm really upset that you know, the thing's phased through. But it's BS. Look, he's like doing his flailing routine again. Anyway, is this good enough? Oh, no idea, to be honest. Come on, would you produce a freaking resource once? Okay. Oh no. Oh no. That was yours. This was the one that is having trouble. No, that was yours. Perfect. Woo! We need to go one more. Because I don't know. I think there's always some crap in the way. Now it's out of phase. Oh, God. Yeah, see? This is what I was thinking. What's the problem here? Where's the problem here? It gave it to me. Oh, you. I don't know. Is something with me or is something not okay? What is going on? I mean, I have been playing for a really long time, I understand, but the game should still be working. I sort of have the expectation that the game should be working. Jesus Christ, I think it's time for me to take a break. This is ridiculous. How can you have containers standing and then face through the world? How is this possible? And we had containers standing there for quite a while. I think a graphite was standing there for quite a while. A hematite was standing there for quite a while. Nothing happened. They were fine. Now all of a sudden, you know, I put like 6 containers up, and 2 fall through. One of them gone. With 400 resources in there. What the heck? Right? So I compensate. I spaced them apart because I was thinking, well, maybe because I squeezed them so hard together, right? Sure. No! Another one falls through. For no reason. Let me check if stream is looking good, yeah. No reason. It's just a shitty game, you know? Makes no sense. Makes no sense, man. Makes no sense. Oh, and then I really hoped I could fill up the 400 nanocarbon today. Take a screenshot, but no. Right, how are we doing here? Such nonsense. Oh, it's full. Well, then that's good news there. That's good news there. Now we have a screenshot. I'm slightly happy. Slightly happy. It will take an act of Congress to replace it, but that's cool. See, this is working. Why can't the other stuff work too? Tell me. Why can't the other stuff work too? Tell me, why do they have work on this guy? Takes an awful fun this one. 50% chance. Why is it like 75% of the time it's not the other? Right? That can't be the case. That simply can't be the case. That's good news bears, man. I like this. Good, we have this one. So what, 3,600? 3,600, 4,000, 4,400, 4,000. And you know, I've seen people do a row of these. I've seen people claim they made 2,000. Right? I've seen people claim that, and it's in screenshots or videos. Actually, everyone can Photoshop nowadays. The easier for 5 years with Photoshop, you know. Alright, let's see. So that lifted my spirit actually, because now I have something to report, you know, positive. Oh, and there's one here. Okay, sir, no problem. Okay. No problem. We need to do a gas one here eventually. And of course, soil I think as well. And these ones are going to run out. How much do you have left? 0. 0. Okay. 3. And then we have titanite, hematite, and graphite, but no ammonium. So ammonium again is a problem. Right? It's a constant struggle. But it's good. We have something to report, something positive. Right? And we also have a bunch of gear that hopefully is not going to face for the world. I'm actually thinking a little bit here. Let me do something. Step 1, are you refilled? Yeah. Then I will put you here. Everything that's not nailed to the ground, you know, can go missing. So let's organize this here a little bit. Why do we have so much of this crap here? What color does it have? I don't even know. Let's organize the stuff here because I don't want to get missing, right? How much do we have? 5, 10, 15. That may fill up this entire thing, to be honest. Let's do, I don't know how we do this. Buttons. Oh god, it's late. But I'm happy. I need to take a screenshot. Let's take a screenshot before I do that. And it's also morning, so that's great. Hopefully this is good Gucci here. I just want to put this on because I have some RTGs there that I don't want to lose. You catch my drift? Because if this phasing through the world nonsense is going to become a thing now. Not that I have been playing the game for 2 months, right? And today I had 2 occurrences of stuff just phasing off base. I have been playing this save for 2 months. So understandably, I'm not tickled about this. Understandably, not tickled. So we're going to put this on stuff here, just to make sure it's not fading. If the auto extractors phase, what can I do? But I just want to make sure that we don't lose any of this nonsense. Right, and then we make a row here. You see? And that I attach to the ship. while I'm sleeping overnight. I mean, if you can't even rely that the freaking game keeps things on the surface, what can you do? So this seems to have been running out in parallel. There's some graphene here. How much graphite is left? I think we have a little bit there. That's fine. How much graphite is left? 0. Okay, that's Gucci. That's Gucci. So what I can do is I can remove this. I place the new ones. Place the new ones. I don't open them yet. Because we need ammonium. No, we need ammonium. Also, my question is, how does it look when one of those things disappears from existence? How does that look? I'm curious, you know? How does this look when one of those guys just gets sucked through the dirt? I am curious. So the empty ones I will put here too, just in case there is some suckage. I never had problems with it, but you know, now I'm thinking maybe I just didn't know I had problems. I just, you know, was losing 50% chance, and it seems to be 90% of the time I get the wrong side. They could have made it so that it faces the Astroneer, couldn't they? They could have. I'm sure they could have. So, yeah, I think this is Gucci for now. Tomorrow we figure something out. You know, we'll figure something out tomorrow. This is good enough for now. So we now have how much? 9 times 4, right? We have a viewer. You're super late. Thanks for joining. 9 times 4. I'm about to finish. 3600. 3600 nanocarbon alloy. See here? Nanocarbon alloy. 3600. And the next step is, you know, while System Era is making Nintendo Switch and snails, the next step is to make RTGs out of that. So for now I'm going to take, for the person that just joined, thanks for watching. I stream every day and I only play on stream. So if you want to get notified, please subscribe and hit the bell icon, right? The bell icon will give you an in-app notification, or if you don't have the app installed, it will simply send you an email. I streamed already 2 hours, so I'm done. This stuff, go back. 2 of those canisters fall for this base. And one of them I was able, actually, one fell twice through the base, and I was able to recover it. One is completely gone. We don't know where it is. It's just completely gone with 400 graphite in it. Just gone. So if you're curious of that, go rewind the video and watch it from there. Yeah, and I only play, you know, on stream. I only play live. So there is no behind the scenes, no staging, no nothing. Whatever happens, you get to see, right? And you get to see it as it happens. That is my specialty. So again, if you're interested in that, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The bell icon will give you notifications when I'm streaming, and then you can join. We can talk in chat and, you know, just have a good time. That's it for today. See you tomorrow.